Virgin Radio, Vancouver.
Hey, Kevin, it's Brian McKnight.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
I'm good, man. It's amazing that this is the first time that I'm actually coming to Vancouver. I've been everywhere in the world, but you know what? Better late than never.
Have you ever been to Vancouver at all?
I actually used to date a girl that lived there, but never a show. I filmed a TV show up there at one point, an episode, but you know what? Again, maybe now I'll come and they'll ask me back again. Maybe we'll make it a yearly thing. How's that?
Deal. That sounds fantastic. And actually, we heard that you've been hanging on to a $20 Canadian bill just for this occasion, the first concert in Vancouver. Is that true?
Yeah. My good friend Winston lives up in Vancouver, and he has just been the champion of the cause up there. He's one of the biggest supporters I've had ever. And he's so ecstatic that I'm coming. So he gave me a $20 bill that I could use there for the first time when I come. So now I'm bringing it.
Fantastic. And of course, one of the things that fans who have seen you live say is that you sing just as well live as you do in your albums. And not every artist today can say that.
Well, you know what? I was lucky enough to come up at a time when technology wouldn't allow you to fake it. Mm-hmm. You had to actually be able to do it. And I never try to do anything in the studio that I can't do for real. I believe that if people are going to spend their money to see you, then you have to give them, more than their money's worth. That was always been my philosophy.
So no auto-tune for Brian McKnight?
No, not in the sense that I think need to be tuned. Now, there are great things you can do with auto-tune to give effect, to make your voice sound cool, but no, not to fix things that you can't do.
Now, the concert's happening December 17th at the Orpheum Theater, so a lot of people are getting them as early Christmas presents. When it comes to Christmas music, considering the fact that you actually have a Christmas album, what's your rule when it comes to playing Christmas music in your house?
I don't think you can really do that till Charlie Brown's Christmas comes on television. Once that comes on and the Grinch comes on, then you can start playing Christmas music.
Speaking of music, of the 13 albums that you've released, be honest, how many Brian McKnight songs do you have on your iPod?
How many of my own songs?
Yeah.
You know what I have, but nobody else has? I have one iPod that has every demo that I've ever done inside of it, which is about 2,200 songs. So I have all the songs I've ever recorded.
Wow. So for you, is it part of the musical process to listen to your own songs, or is it just you enjoying your songs?
People will be surprised that I don't listen to music that much. I'm a TV watcher, man.
Really?
I have about 20 TVs in my house, so I'm a sports fanatic. So I'm constantly watching the games and whatever sport happens to be, whatever time of the year it happens to be. Music for me is almost like work. I'm always learning, so I want to shut that down when I'm not actually working. It's kind of a weird thing.
So what are the big shows that Brian McKnight has on his PVR?
You know what? I watch a lot of movies. I don't really watch much of the television shows, except for the ones that come on cable. So, I'm watching Boardwalk Empire right now. I TiVo Weeds and I TiVo Californication. And, those are my favorite shows, but not too much of the network stuff, unfortunately.
Which is interesting because you actually used to have a late-night talk show. You were on Celebrity Apprentice with Donald Trump. You've been a radio host as well. You can play 9 instruments. Your latest album is called Evolution of a Man. What is the latest in the evolution of Brian McKnight? Because it sounds like you've pretty much done everything up to this point.
I think that right now it's just about maintaining. I haven't decided what that next big thing is going to be, but now that I'm not on the radio anymore and I did TV for a year, I'm just back on the road seeing the fans again and seeing just how much people actually still love me, man. It's a crazy thing to think that after 20 years, people still want to come out and see you, and it's just great validation for the work that I've done. Yeah,
there's no doubt your fans are hardcore. In fact, if you go onto YouTube, you search Brian McKnight, there are so many people around the world who have done covers of your songs.
It is amazing to go on there and see all the people, because all it is them letting you know how much they love you. Mm-hmm. And that they want to get on there and they want to sing your songs. There's a million songs to sing, and that someone actually took the time to sing one of mine is pretty amazing.
Some of these people, they can do really dead-on impressions of you. Can you do any good impressions of other artists?
I can do Nat King Cole, and I can do a little bit of Frank Sinatra. And it's interesting. The show that I'm doing in Vancouver, I'm going to show you some of the people that I actually imitate. I'm not going to give it away yet. The show that I'm doing up there is a little bit different. It's not the whole band show. I've been doing this one-man show for about, this year I've done about 25 of them, just telling my story from beginning to now. And it's just me, a piano, and a couple of guitars, and it's funny, and it takes you through the whole journey with me, man. And it's something I'm really proud of that I've been doing lately.
Now, are your 2 sons going to be joining on this as well?
No, I'm coming solo.
Okay, because they've been working on a debut album coming out next year as well. Is that right?
Yeah, the single will be out in February, and I think the record will come probably around May.
So what's
the name of the group? The name of the group is Broken Robots.
What's the biggest piece of advice you've been telling your kids about getting into the music industry?
The thing that they already have is that they know that their music is theirs. When you hear what they do, no one's going to say, oh, they're just trying to be like their dad. They have their own sound completely. And they have the work ethic. That's the one thing that they are just like me. They are working around the clock every night in the studio, coming up with new songs, coming up with new ways to do what people would think is the same old thing. And it's so fresh and so new. I can't wait for people to really grab a hold of it.
You sound like a proud papa.
Oh, most definitely.
Brian McKnight getting ready for his very first Vancouver show ever, and we cannot wait for it. It's December 17th at the Orpheum Theatre. If you don't already have tickets, it would make an amazing early Christmas present for someone. Yeah. Brian McKnight, thank you so much for taking the time to give us a shout this morning.
Thank you so much, man. Can't wait to see you.
Virgin Radio Vancouver.